Here's an artist worth knowing. Absolutely, real name Abby Lynn King, is a 22-year-old British singer, songwriter, and producer who's been quietly outgrowing her origin story. She first landed on people's radar as a viral TikTok moment with I Just Don't Know You Yet, but Paracosm, her sophomore album, dropped February 20th via Epic Records, and it's a clear signal she's building something with a longer shelf life than a trending sound. The title comes from a real concept of paracosm, which is an elaborate imagined universe, the kind that rich inner world kids build and adults mostly forget about. For Absolutely, she's positing, what if we never forgot? What if we stayed in that space, almost like a Peter Pan sort of existence? And I feel like that's the journey that we go on off to Never Never Land, but instead it's called Paracosm. She just named it the thing. Um, for her, this is just a clever a way to invite us into the universe that she's creating. It's the whole framework. It's an attempt to make music with that same fearless, rule-free creative energy. She's also been out on the road supporting Ray, her sister, who we have been, I've been have had the pleasure of reviewing some of her early work and some of my early work. Um, and so she's been supporting Ray, supporting Ama across a European tour, a tour of I think they're doing a tour of arenas, which has brought her to a lot of new ears right as this project lands. The rollout has matched the concept. Less here are the singles and more world building. Each drop has added atmosphere rather than just noise in that rollout. Three things about this record that's worth your attention. It sounds more like a film score rather than a pop album. Keys, synths, orchestral touches layer into dynamic spaces that open up on repeated listens. This isn't flat, compressed streaming music. It has dimensions. She made it like a kid would. Absolutely has talked about approaching paracosm with no rules, no fear, just pure expression. And you can hear it. Nothing here feels engineered for a chart position. It feels like someone making exactly what they wanted to make. The genres blend, they don't alternate from pop to electronica to jazz to R&B. There aren't separate lanes on the album. This is a pop track or this is clearly R&B track. They're all in the same mix at once. The result is something that feels comprehensive, like a world in its own internal logic. When to Where to start on this project? Nowhere to hide, and natural disaster are natural disaster and nowhere to hide. These are your one and two on the project, the opener and the follow up track. These tracks are less talked about, but they show the album's dramatic range better than the singles do. No audience, of course. She has some visuals out for that. She did. I think there's like a official Vivo video for that one. This explores the performances and vulnerability in a way that doesn't feel like a concept exercise. It just feels honest. There's a part where she gets on the ground and gets on her knees, and it just feels like she just felt like that in the moment and decided to just go with it. So, shouts to her for living in the moment. In that case, the title track, Paracosm. This one is emotional. It's the concept that is centered on the project. Lush arrangements, strong mood. It earns its place as the anchor for this with this ambition. I just don't know you yet. This track that puts her on the map. It's worth revisiting in the context of the full album. You can see that it has. I just don't know you yet has 3 million plays, right? And the next highest one track would be Paracosm, which is the title track, which comes right before that one. So good idea in in sequencing that to where it comes back to back. It comes right before the song that was released prior. And it has the most spins, and it's a really good song, and it's the title track, so that's a good thing. People will either you're going to get your most listens on your first track on the album, the number one. People are going to play that, which which when I sample projects, I usually skip the number one because of that reason. Um, I listen to like maybe like three, then four, and then maybe like seven, right? And then see if there's a sound or anything like that that kind of speaks to me. And then I'll go back and like, well, wait a minute, there's something different happening here, and I'll go back to the first track and press play on the whole album and just let it run through. That's usually my first listen on some projects, especially the artists that I have never. I'm not that familiar with. I might have heard like an earlier piece, but like not like I've heard this one song. You know what I mean? I just don't know you yet, but like I never heard anything else, right? And so boom, you listen to it brand new. And so like it's like that discovery is I live for that moment, and then to realize, yo, yeah, this is I fucks with this. I fucks with this enough to where I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna do a whole review and recommendation on it. And this is one of the ones that stuck out. Almost it hit me like a Trojan horse, which is one of the tracks on here. This is Trojan horses comes towards the end of the project, and we'll just get into it. There's so many parts of me that I am trying to understand. It's like I'm a stranger in my own body. It's like I live in a foreign land, and there's an army in my mind that is fighting the way I feel. I had the blueprints, and I was it's going to land. Go with her here. The plane is going to land. Go with her here. I had the blueprints, and I was rebuilding. Somehow I don't stick to the plan. There's a riot inside my heart, and I thought you'd bring me peace instead, but you left me conflicted and left. I'm left with liquor love, and to come down just hurts my head. Somehow you got inside just like a Trojan horse, and now you're taking up the space in my bed. You did it so easy. She didn't see it coming, people. It's a Trojan horse. Um, it's like you did this. It's like you do this professionally, and now you're kissing on my skin like it's confectionery, a recipe for disaster. Bars. I said, keeping the motif going right there, right? The imagery there. If you ask me, I swore that you could never. I swore that you could get nothing past me. Now here you are. You're creeping in and sneaking by. Now I'm looking like I would let anything slide. I can't let you fuck up my life twice. And just landing that plane, just coming to the realization like, nah, no, no. I said no the first time. I'm going to trust myself. Uh, I know what bullshit you want. I know what type of time you want. And you know what I mean? Good for you. Um, Go and be blessed. And that energy and my energy didn't work the first time. This is taking a stand. This is standing on your square of healing. You haven't changed. You're the same person. Nah, I'm not accepting that same person back into my life. I'm not about to let you fuck up my life twice. That's some beautiful stuff. All 13 tracks are designed to be heard in order. This is a front to back listen type of work, body of work, like walking through rooms in someone's head rather than shuffling through a playlist. She goes on a run. She goes on a run from I think track number 9, Elevator, to Paracosm. I think it goes on a run of like some continuous segues on this joint. Paracosm is an invitation to slow down. The overall feel is cinematic and meditative. It's quiet in places, dramatic in others, but always deliberate. It doesn't work as background noise. It works when you're actually listening to the track. It's best to experience it maybe on the first time solo. You're on a walk. You got the headphones on. You're able to listen, but you don't have the headphones loud because it resonates in and of itself. So you still want to hear some of the city sounds. You still want to hear maybe the crickets, right? I don't know if you got cicadas back out where you are. I don't know if it's you're the cicada yet, but there's some sounds, some nature sounds. While you're taking maybe like this evening stroll, it rewards patience in a moment where most music is built around fast food, easy consumption, grabbing attention in the first 10 seconds. This is why they start off tracks with, they start off a lot of projects, a lot of songs now with the hook. They started with the hook before they even get to a verse, before they even get to like just like an intro, some intro measures, you know what I mean, for to let the guitar do its thing, or let the piano or the chimes just like glide you into it. No, there's not a lot of projects doing that these days, you know, and so she's letting things build, letting it breathe. It absolutely isn't just releasing songs here. She is world building. This is harder thing to do than it sounds, and she pulls it off. This one will stick around.